Today I'm going to go live with our current national champion and my doubles partner on tour. So he's been a really good friend, and I want to hear him speak on his views about tennis, and it'll be good for all of us, and we'll be learning from his journey, from the ups and downs he's faced. So I'll bring Niki Poonacha in. He's
Hello, Anirudh.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You'll
Yeah,
have to stick to English.
I
I
know
know
it's
it's very
hard.
tough.
Yeah, been spoken Tamil for a long time and it's tough. I'll try.
Yeah. So, how's life during quarantine?
Yeah, it's good in one way, but it's really boring. I mean, without tennis, it's time doesn't fly here.
Okay. So,
So,
how are you keeping yourself busy apart from PlayStation?
apart from PlayStation, I would say a little bit of exercise and meditation and maybe spending time calling my brother, calling few friends, and
Nice. That's great.
yeah, yeah, but mostly PS4. Can't help it.
And I still remember how you went and bought that PS4. So,
Yeah,
it makes
exactly.
sense for you to spend a lot of time playing PS4 and less on
Yeah,
other things.
exactly. I made a lot of effort buying that.
Yeah. And are you learning anything new? Any
I mean,
language or
no,
something
no.
different which you haven't learned before? Huh?
Yeah, I'm reading books, which is haven't done for that a long time. So I'm doing that, learning something about financial, and yeah,
So same with me. Even I haven't read a lot of books, but this is the time I'm learning about. I'm learning Spanish actually, and reading
Spanish.
books as well.
Wow,
Right? Yeah.
¿cómo estás?
Muy bien.
That's all I know, so I can't ask more.
That's all. That's all even I know. I need to get a little bit fluent in that.
Okay, that's crazy. Good.
So yeah. So as I spoke with the other pro players in the previous live sessions, it's
Okay,
going to be a similar one with you. We'll talk tennis. We'll hear the viewers will hear about your journey, and it'll be an interesting talk. It'll be a learning thing for me as well. How you've been in your career so far. So let's start off.
yeah, sure.
So
So,
we haven't really played much in juniors. I haven't played when you played juniors. So how can you just quickly run through your junior career? How was it?
yeah, I mean, junior, I mostly played Indian tournaments. I haven't. I mean, the place where I grew up, we didn't have exposure like knowing there's ITF events, ITF juniors, and we didn't know any benefits. I mean, since back that time playing in like Indian circuit, if you play any tournament and you're gonna get paid. I mean, like back then it wasn't a prize money; it calls DA. So, like
Yeah,
if you be in a like let's say like number of days they pay you. Like each day they'll pay you like some 800, and depends on how many days you are in the tournament, you get paid according to that. So,
right.
but for us, ITF wasn't, let's say that we didn't have exposure, and since ITF doesn't have prize money or any money at all,
Yeah,
I didn't, and nobody like told me that you should play ITF, improve your ranking, so nothing like that. So I played, I don't know, maybe very few ITF tournaments in my life, I mean juniors, and that too I started playing around 16, 17 years old. So I mean I hardly played
right.
like 2 years. I didn't, yeah, I mean, so ITF I didn't do big. Uh, my best was
Yeah,
I think 600. By the time I came 600, my age got, I crossed 18, I can't play more. So yeah, I actually play a lot of ITA tournaments and it was okay. I mean, my best was, I don't know, top 9 or something like that. That was my best. But
Yeah,
uh,
that's great.
yeah, but we had a good doubles partner. I had a Akshay, if you know him, IB Akshay.
Yeah, I know IB Akshay. Yeah, right,
Yeah, so we were like brothers, like brain brothers.
right, right.
So we really got together and we won a lot of doubles tournaments. That was a good
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
I'm aware of that because y'all were like the doubles team in the ITA circuit, like who someone fears to play. Because both of y'all were like super tall and super intimidating for the opponents to play on.
okay, I didn't hear that before. So yeah, so that was my journey in juniors. Nothing big happened in juniors for me, I would say.
But so, would you rate your experience in juniors sufficient for you to make the transition into the men's, or would you have liked to play a little more juniors and get more exposure?
I mean, playing juniors and men's is, I feel, is totally different because in terms of everything, physical, mentally, and everything is totally different. And I would prefer going into men's a little bit earlier, I would say, because since I didn't have the exposure of going to ITA and becoming like ITF, doing big in ITF.
Yeah,
So maybe
yeah,
I could have started playing men's early, so I could have got used to this men's circuit better. But yeah, I mean no regrets, but still.
yeah. That's nice. Actually, the thought process which you faced at that time was pretty good, where you wanted to actually make the transition pretty early rather
Yeah,
than spend more time in juniors. So that's good.
yeah,
And
exactly.
it was around juniors when you actually had short training stints in Spain, right?
That
You
was
you
after
you've been to
juniors.
Spain.
Yeah, I went to I
Okay.
went to Spain when I was 18. So that's like almost
Okay.
yeah, so end of juniors. So that time I went. I mean, when I went there, I was playing only men's. It wasn't
Yeah.
juniors anymore. So actually, training in Spain helped me the transition better, I would say, because the training
Yeah.
which I was getting here wasn't like wasn't even compared to that place because it was better, a lot better, more intense, I would say, even the fitness and everything. So yeah, I mean that actually helped me to transit. I mean better in men's.
Right. So it was actually good that you took that risk and went to Europe, considering the factors in India, the financial factors in India, and the setup in India. But it's good. So you actually gained a lot of experience training in Spain. How do you think the training in Spain and in India is different? Or what special do they do?
Uh,
Like,
okay, I mean back then I would say because I didn't have the exposure because I was in Navy and I mean there was no one. No, there was literally no one. So I don't have any other exposure in India. Let's say that anyone like Suresh sir or Balu sir, or I didn't even
yeah,
train under anyone. So I can't really say that Indian tennis was not to that standard. Since my experience, I would
you,
say that since my experience, Spain was like totally different. Like the intensity, especially. Can you hear me?
yeah. Now it's fine.
Yeah, so I mean, I was really impressed about the intensity throughout the practice session, which was really intense. I mean, so you have to work for every point. So their mentality is like totally different. Uh, like you have to work for every point. It's not like if you win this point and okay, you can relax the next point. No, you have to work really hard. So that was one major thing which I was impressed compared to India and Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your your coach is watching, Rohan. So, hello,
Yeah,
sir. How are you? Hope you're doing well and staying safe.
yeah, Rohan, yeah, he's here.
And there's a question from Manish.
Yeah,
Did you have
yeah.
any financial pressures at any point of time, and did it reflect on your game?
Yeah, of course. I mean, financial pressure is always there. I mean, let's say 2 years back, it was. I mean, it was tough because back then I have to play good, like make let's say quarters or semis to get the prize money and travel to the next tournament. It's not just me. I would say most of the Indians or most of the tennis players are like that because they depend on whatever the money they're making in that week. It's going to help them the next week. And yeah,
Yeah.
it did reflect on the match because if you see the draw and let's say that you see someone who's good, let's say like you're playing the third seed and if you're ranked let's say if you're ranked 1000 and if you're playing a third seed he'll be like what 500 something like that, so he must be good, he'll be good. So before even going into the match you'll be like, oh god, I have to play this guy, and it will definitely reflect on your game, and it did reflect on my game. But I
Yeah.
mean, uh, I wasn't, I didn't have the experience that time because that was new for me. But
Okay.
I started to handle it better nowadays. Uh, you know,
Hmm.
Nowadays I don't even look at the draw, so it's just one match
Yeah,
at a time.
that's exactly that's helped you pretty well in the last few years. You've been performing really well, and you're more confident with yourself. The approach towards your matches are seen off court as well. So
Yeah.
it's a very good thing for the juniors learning, the other players watching you. It's you need to learn from others as well. So that's
Yeah,
my
of
whole
course.
point. You need to set an example for others when you're doing stuff on court, especially professionally.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's very true.
that's a very good thing which you've been doing off late.
Yeah.
So okay, I have a question from 2018 when you won your first ITF. So you were, as far as I remember, you were having a pretty rough patch entering into the tournament in Indonesia. You were, uh, you were not on top of your game, I would say. But you went to Indonesia. You you just took everyone by surprise, and you won the tournament. So how was your mindset before the tournament, and as the matches went on, how are you feeling on court, and what changed?
So yeah, I mean, there was 3 weeks in Indonesia. So the first 2 weeks were
Yeah,
15K and the third week was 25K. Uh,
yeah,
the first week I qualified and I lost in the second round.
okay,
And the
yeah,
second week I lost in the final qualies. I mean,
mm-hmm.
so, so I was really pissed that, I mean, I actually broke few stuffs after the second week match because
Yeah,
I was so furious and I mean I didn't play good that particular match, and
yeah,
it just reflected. I broke few stuffs, and the next week uh, I went in without no expectations. So
right,
since
yeah,
since I played so bad the week, I hadn't. I mean I didn't expect anything. I was okay with whatever comes by. And I mean the routine, but still I was doing my routine like fitness. Because there was 1 week gap because I lost my qualifying, and there was 1 week back gap. I was doing fitness. I was training. Everything was going planned, but the only difference was that I didn't expect. So the matches went by. I started
yeah,
feeling better. I mean, in terms of ground strokes and everything. And the second match was really tough. I think I played Ajit Rai.
yeah, right,
So Yeah, so that was very close, like 6-7, 7-6, 7-6, and
Hmm.
I think that match changed a bit because I mean, since it was almost lost, we had a match point as well, and I think that match gave me a lot of confidence towards the next match because I played. I don't know. I think I played in that week. I played four three-setter match. I didn't believe that my
Uh,
body could take it seriously. I never done that before.
yeah.
And then semis and finals was, I mean, it was good. I played really good that week, and I was sharp, and I mean, it was a surprise for me as well. Like when you don't expect
Right.
yourself to perform in certain way, that you'll do good because you didn't expect anything.
Yeah. And that particular tournament was, I think, right after you joined RBTA, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was I think right after, yeah, exactly.
So how did RBTA, the coaches in RBTA, Rohan personally, how did they have an influence in you? Like, were they how did they help you out on and off court?
I mean, so like since after Spain, I didn't have any coach. So
Yeah.
I would say that I'm lucky. In right time, Rohan told me that he's going to start academy, and I was the first guy to join.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky, and when he started, and he told me to come in. So
Hmm.
it's just lucky for me. It's just timing, and uh, so all this like let's say like before that 2 years, I didn't have much of coaching. But when I joined there,
Yeah.
there was a system. There was a like particular fitness training, uh, tennis. They had a perfect system going on, which helped me.
Yeah.
And that time, Sujit was there. He's my coach, and
Yeah.
all they were like really supportive, and they pushed me a lot uh,
Hmm.
into believing myself. That was one major key, I would say. So
Right.
even Rohan was, every day he used to text me, and even he would be like, if he knows somebody who he played or he saw, so he would give him feedback about the next match, how to play and everything. So RBTA is like
Yeah.
a family for me now.
Yeah. It's very good. You actually devoted yourself to an academy and train under a proper coach so that you could move forward. You so that you had an idea you were moving in the right direction,
Yeah, exactly.
and you have someone to guide you consistently and tell you what is right, what is wrong, which is a really good thing. I would feel I feel for every player, uh, they should be under a coach. They should be guided by someone, not do everything on their own. They should know, like, they have someone to support them, someone to back them up. So
Yeah, of
that's a
course.
really good thing which happened. That's a really good thing which happened to you when you were having a pretty rough patch, and then you came up strong and big.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just lucky for it.
Yeah. So any uh,
So I have a question
Raman
for
as
you.
well. Yeah.
So uh, I know that you had a history with doubles finals.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't know anyone who made so many finals.
Yeah.
So what, eight finals before one year
It
first?
was 10. It was 10 finals before I won with you.
Yeah, that's so. Talk about that. Like, how was the 10 finals and the one you won?
So, so okay. Every time I most of the finals I've made is with my brother. So he he's been helping me throughout in doubles and singles as well. So we had a very good partnership together, but we just couldn't crack the finals mark. We were always making finals, but not winning it. We were playing exceptionally well throughout, but when the finals comes, I would get nervous. I would get tight. I wasn't. I would think too much about the result and not focus on what I have to do. It was very disturbing for me, and that would reflect on court. So since I'm since I'm putting too much pressure on myself and I'm tight, my brother keeps pushing me, trying to, but he can't do too much as well. He can only push me and tell me to do this, that, but he has his own things to do. So that was what I was facing in the initial few tournaments when I made like 5 6 finals. Okay, I was like, this is the time, I have to win it, I have to win it. Okay, then after a point, after I lost my seventh final or something, seventh eighth final, I was like, no matter what, I make a finals, I lose, I win, it doesn't matter. And then after that also I lost two finals, which was
That's
again
unfortunate.
I was telling myself to take it easy, but still it was a heartbreak for me because
Yeah,
I just wanted to win somehow, because
yeah, I know.
making 10 finals and not winning is tough.
That's really
So
tough.
after that, we formed a partnership in Uganda, where we lost the first round in the first week.
That was terrible.
then and then it was a legendary tournament for me, especially because we were set in a breakdown in the quarters, and then we
Yeah,
ended up like, uh, from there we just played really well and ended up winning the tournament. And
yeah.
it was a great memory for me. It's eased out a lot of pressure on me. So
Okay,
next time I came across the final, I knew, okay, I've won it before, I can win it now.
that's
So
good.
that tournaments were followed by two more finals, and then winning two more
Yeah,
tournaments. So
that's really good. That's really good to really break that, the
yeah.
resistance. Yeah, it's really good.
So Mahi and I has a question for me.
Yeah,
So in 2018 February, we had a conversation in Mumbai. You remember what was it about? Uh, yes, and I remember clearly what that was about. It was about not giving a damn about what others think, playing for yourself, doing things for yourself, and dedicating yourself for the sport because you play the sport. And you don't have to do anything else for anyone apart from yourself. So just believe in the people you trust, and just go forward. And I had an stint where I was chickening out too easily. I would give up matches just because things weren't going my way, and so that was one thing which Mahiyana told me personally to let go, work on having playing with arrogance, not showing it on court on others, but playing with yourself, going for your shots, backing yourself up. So that's helped me move on, and I've gained that confidence, and it's just onwards and upwards for me from now on because I've overcome that particular situation. And
yeah.
yeah, this is the conversation we've had, Anna.
That's good. That's good. I mean, yeah. I mean, anybody who steps on the court, you should be aggressive. It's not like you can be
Yeah,
soft. It's not going to do any good. You should
yeah,
be. You should always look to win, doesn't matter how. So that was one good thing you learned.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So did you have any such issues with you, like you you have a big physique? Did you have any issues of not playing to your potential, not being able to, no, not
Yeah.
being able to play your style of play?
Yeah. There were a time. I mean, it's. I know that. So I have a clarity of how I want to play. So that was one thing. But then I couldn't uh, like fulfill that. I mean, because I wasn't believing myself and not like the confident wise, I wasn't that good. I should doubt before even going to the match. I'll be like, can I win? Like if you raise a
Yeah,
question that can you win, then it's always about the mental. So
exactly. Yeah,
so these days I'm just trying to be more aggressive and more expressive, I would say, because back then I used to
yeah,
be so soft. Even though if I win a point, I don't scream or anything. I was just being too soft and uh, thinking of too much of what will happen in the next. So instead of that, I
yeah,
started being more aggressive, more expressive as well. Like if I want to shout, I would shout. It doesn't matter who's saying or something. and it actually brings
Yeah.
out more energy from you. If you're
Exactly.
if you're
It just
expressive,
it, it
yeah,
just it just loo- it just loosens you up.
exactly. So
Uh,
yeah,
it you Once you start expressing yourself, okay, you're in it. You're going for the win, and you'll do whatever it takes to win.
exactly. So yeah, and I started
So
believing
there's
myself
one thing.
more. So that was one thing.
Yeah, that's the key. Believing in yourself is the key to anything.
Exactly.
Okay. So there's one question for you, Nikki, Nikki, from Mayan again.
Yeah.
What do you think you need to get better at desperately to move up the ladder quickly, considering the fact that you have a big game?
Uh, I would say overall because it's not just let's say like just not it's not like my forehand or backhand. I
Yeah.
would say I would say that it's more mental for me nowadays because
Mm-hmm.
game wise I can do something. I mean I have that confidence that I have a good forehand and I can serve well. So but end
Right.
of the, like so but you know decision making like short decision making or like when to take the risk, where
Yeah.
to hit the ball. Like okay, let's say that it was 30-40 and it's best to go stay in the point, and if you get a you know if you get a ball to move in, you have to move in, you have to take a risk.
Yeah.
So I think the best way for me to move up the ladder easily, I mean fast, I would say, is just focus on the patterns, the game patterns.
Yeah.
Stay there mentally, stay there, fight for every point, and it doesn't matter the score. You play the same from the start of the game to the end of the game. You have to show that
Yeah.
uh, physically you have to be there and mentally you have to be there. Even though if
Yeah.
you're physically not, feeling tired towards the end of the match, it doesn't matter if you're mentally there in that point, you're gonna win it. So I would say that yeah, mentally, if I can get better even more, playing
Yeah.
better, being more calm, I think I can get a better result.
Yeah. So you feel mentality for you is the only factor that's stopping you from moving up ladder quickly.
Yeah, yeah, that was
So
one thing. Yeah, I
having
mean,
having the right.
yeah,
Okay.
having the
So there are a few more questions.
yeah, sure,
Christopher Sukant,
yeah.
at what age do you think a player will gain mental maturity?
I mean, that's really tough to say. I mean, every person is different. So you see,
Right.
like Nadal won, I don't know, Grand Slam at 18 or something like that, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And when I was 18, I was playing Indian circuit. That I didn't
Right.
even
See,
win ITA, men's ITA in India.
yeah.
So it really depends on how much exposure you have and how badly you want.
Yeah.
So it can be at any age. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's even I feel the same. It's the mental maturity varies from person to person,
Exactly.
and I feel it also depends on how they approach the sport. If they are completely committed towards it, or if they
Yeah.
are still in a dilemma whether to play it or not, or take it up professionally or not. So if
Yeah.
they are completely into it and they are devoting themselves to it, then I feel mental maturity is slightly faster to those players than the others who take a longer time to realize, okay, I actually want to do this and I want to pursue it further. So I feel doing it if they enjoy the sport, if they love the sport, then I feel the mental maturity is pretty fast with them.
Yeah.
They
Definitely.
figure out ways to win because they want to do it
Exactly.
so bad. So
Exactly.
at the early age, they take whatever they do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah. That's
So
that's very
that
true.
yeah, that's what I feel. And Any more questions, Niki?
For you, yeah, I have. So you're a lefty. So let's say that. So I mean, people say that playing a lefty is difficult.
Playing a lefty is difficult.
Yeah, I mean, being a lefty when you play a lefty, it's difficult, is it? It's just a random question. I just want to clarify.
I'm actually a righty, and I end up playing only tennis in left. I can't do any other thing in left except for play tennis.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
for me personally, with regards to everything, I found it difficult being a lefty because my natural instinct is being a righty. My hand-eye coordination is used to being a righty, and everything. I
Oh,
kick a football with my right. So everything for me naturally comes with the right. But being a lefty is tricky if you're not a natural lefty.
okay.
So it's but yeah, again you get used to it and okay, I've got into this and I have to do it. So that's how I continued being a lefty. But believe it or not, I was a single-handed backhand when I started.
Whoa, that's a
But
huge difference, huh?
but yeah, so I was a single-handed backhand while I started. But after that, it just I had to be stronger for that, which I wasn't. I was really weak in the initial days. So I shifted to double hand so that I could hold the racket at least.
Okay, okay. That's
Yeah. So there are a few more questions actually. Manish,
yep.
actually whatever questions I wanted to ask you, the viewers are asking, so makes my job a
Which
little
one?
easier, I feel.
Yeah, which one is
So
that?
I think you're a vegetarian and not a vegan, right?
Yeah, I switched to vegetarian.
So how has that personally helped you? Even I switched to vegetarian, so it's how
Yeah.
has being a vegetarian helped you?
Uh, so it's been what 6 months, six no 5 months since
Yeah,
I switched to vegetarian, and I mean I feel you don't need uh, non-veg to get stronger or anything personally. So I mean it differs from a person to
yeah,
person, but end of the day it's just about the protein intake.
right.
uh, I mean, yeah, being a non-vegetarian, it's easy to get protein since that we have various options and it's easy to get nowadays. But
Yeah,
vegetarian, I mean, you can still consume enough protein. You just need to put a little more effort into it. So that's the
yeah,
only difference. But physically, I feel fresh. That's one thing because back in those days, like when I eat a heavy meal or like 3 times non-vegetarian, and the next day I'll feel low.
yeah,
I would say dull. I'll feel lazy, and my stomach will be full, and I can't really move up or something. But since it's vegetarian, I'm feel so light. I would say. I mean, physically, uh, I'm more faster because
right.
for a very long time I was trying to get my weight down by 2 kilos. So it was like a struggle.
Yeah,
It was easier for me to gain weight,
yeah,
but to reduce, I was 85 all the time. I wanted to get to
yeah,
83 or 82, and then I couldn't. Like I just couldn't. Like 1 year I tried all the diet. I mean, it wasn't happening for me. But then since
yes,
I changed to vegetarian, I dropped 2 kilos or 3 kilos.
yeah. That's great.
My fat percentage went down,
Mm-hmm.
but my muscle, I don't know what they call it, muscle,
Muscle mass, muscle
yeah,
endurance.
muscle mass. I would say, like how
Yeah,
much muscle you have compared to fat, my muscle actually increased.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, that is a better thing. So, you don't
That,
lose weight and you actually gain muscle. So, which is a good thing. And I mean, I feel good being a vegetarian. I don't feel any difference. It's good.
exactly. That's the same. That's the same thing with me. Even I shifted to vegetarian around 6 months ago. So
How was it for you?
I just started off with vegetarian as a trial. I just wanted to see how my body reacts to not eating non-veg, and I started off actually at the Pune challenges where I had a lot of
Uh,
vegetarian options to substitute for non-veg.
okay.
So I felt okay if I have the protein intake I want, if I have the protein I want, if I have the carbohydrates I want, I don't really need to eat non-veg. So I personally felt recovery is better for me after eating vegetarian,
Yeah, exactly.
and processing things has become faster for me. I'm able to process. I'm not mentally slow. I
Yeah,
feel personally that non-veg has impacted me with that. Like, impact had an impact on me, where my thinking process I'm very lethargic, very slow. That has
exactly.
changed, and I feel more active eating vegetarian. And I feel okay. This I don't really mind not eating non-veg.
Yeah,
But
me
whenever I
too.
don't have an option, I'm open to eating non-veg. It's not like I have to force myself to eat vegetarian. Wherever I have options of eating vegetarian, yes, I'll be trying to do that as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, end of the day is survival. So, yeah, you have to be fit to play matches.
Yeah,
So,
right.
good
Eventually,
thing.
it's all reflected on court.
Exactly. Yep.
So there's one question from Really Delhi 99. Hi. So Nikki,
So,
how do you feel? How do you deal with being injured, and how did you plan tournaments after recovery?
oh, yeah. So, injury was a big setback for me since, I mean, I had like two major injury within a 1 year. So, I twisted my ankle and I tore my abdomen muscle. So, it was really tough. So, it's more mentally, I would say. Again, it comes to mental part because uh, after being injured, you have to start from scratch. So you
Yeah,
have to start from zero again. You have to go in the court, hit few balls, get used to the ball. You might even forget some stroke. You might feel different
yeah,
sometime. You won't feel the same, and it takes like at least a month to get back where you stopped. You won't improve
yeah,
much, but where you stopped. So I would say that if you're the one thing I did uh, good last injury was even though I had an injury, I was physically active.
right. Yes, the
So
rehab and all.
yeah, the rehab I started early, and even though if let's say that my ankle is injured, but I would just
Yeah,
leave that part and I work other parts,
yes,
so that like during your rehab that it my ankle gets strengthened, then even the other parts like where you want to work on will improve, so that you won't feel much difference when you get back on court. So that was the biggest thing I changed in the last injury, so which helped to get back on court faster, and yeah, that was really good for me. I have a clarity on
yeah.
how I should manage myself right now.
That's actually very. It's personally very tough if you can't stay motivated. But it's a
Exactly.
very good thing that you stayed motivated. You had that eagerness to come back on court as quickly as possible. Stay strong right from day one. And
Exactly.
when injuries are tough. It's tough to stay motivated, especially when you have a major injury and it takes time to recover.
Yeah, that's
So
very true.
and when you know that you'll have to start from scratch, do everything again, all over again. So, but but very good that you stayed motivated, stay stuck to your rehab, and you were able to come back on board faster.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, and okay, one question which I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to know, a lot of viewers would like to know about your experience in the Bangalore challenges this year. you took almost the whole Indian circuit by surprise by beating Rasol, who's beaten Nadal. So
Yeah.
that's a huge achievement, a very good thing. So how would you rate that experience? How was the mindset getting into the match against Rasol?
Uh, I mean, the first match I played with Adil,
Yes.
it was physically tough than, let's say, than my game, or because I was almost getting cramped. And
Yeah.
the second round, I didn't know who he was. I had
Okay.
no idea. I had no idea who Lucas was. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know he
Yeah.
played Nadal or anything. So the whole, so that time I was working with Balusa. So we were
Yeah.
more focused on my forehand and being aggressive because uh, I stopped. Sometimes I just stop being aggressive, and I just uh, get into a safe mode where I don't play good. So the whole match,
Yeah.
the one thing was to stay aggressive, even though I was missing in the second ball. Doesn't matter. So uh, going to the match, Rohan did suggest me a few things since he has seen
Yes.
him play, and he told me that this is what he's going to do in tough situation, like in a crucial moment. This is what he'll do 90%. So
Okay.
I was just waiting for that one, and
Yeah.
going to the match, uh, the one thing changed was the self belief. I didn't doubt
Yeah.
myself. Yeah. So
That's
yeah. So I mean,
that's the most important thing.
yeah. Go
You
ahead.
need to beat players like that. It's more than the game. I feel game wise we can match players of that level, but it's all mental. It comes down to things where you need to do mentally. Believing in yourself is the most important thing you have to do at that particular time, because uh, that's what's going to get you the win.
Exactly.
And 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 when did you realize, okay, you actually have a chance of taking him down, and okay,
I didn't.
actually I'm in the match. I know. Okay, I'm there. When did you have that moment of thought in your head?
I mean, I believe that I'll be in a match because it's going to be a good match since I'm playing a very good player. Uh,
Yeah.
I know that it's going to be a good match, but I never, as I said, I never expected to win. Even in the
Yes.
last point, I was just playing the point, and
Okay.
I started knowing better when I started serving big. That
Mm-hmm.
I had a let's say that I had a self belief of like 100% when I started serving first, and I felt really good on my serve, and it became one like 120% that okay, I can go with this guy. I mean, I can stay with him, and
Yeah.
so all the favors was on my side because I know the climate condition, I know the ground surface because I trained there, I know all the things.
Yeah.
Everything was advantage for me, and it was really good match. I would say that. I mean, personally, I played very good, and it was just because of my self belief that I didn't even doubt, even for 1 second, that I can't do this. So even if I'm down,
Yeah.
I was thinking, okay, let's think about how to win the next point. So that was the whole approach for that.
Good. Good. That's great actually. So there are a few more questions. Actually, a lot more questions. So
I think
why do you
Rohan
think
asked.
most Indians measure?
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm scrolling down now. Yeah.
I can't see the
Uh.
comments. So the last comment was from
So
Manish.
yeah. So Anirudh, what is the best thing from 2019 you would like to carry for 2021? So, sir, I would personally, I feel my mentality towards singles has changed, because I initially in my earlier days I was doing well in doubles, so that would be my primary focus. Okay, I was like singles. I was not technically sound. I had my own technique issues. But doubles, I really enjoyed playing doubles. So that got me, that made me, uh, that eased out a lot of pressure in 2019 for me, where I did pretty well in doubles. I got my ranking up till 500, which is my highest so far. And my mentality towards singles changed. I got myself more engrossed into singles, and I feel I am playing more solid. I was playing more solid off late, and that's the most important thing. I would want to carry playing at the same level in 2009, playing the same level towards the end of 2019. I would like to carry it forward to 2021, maintaining a certain level where I don't my graph doesn't go up and down during matches. I would like to maintain a similar level of tennis. I win or lose, it it doesn't matter. But this is what, for me personally, I feel is important: playing at the same level and playing to my potential.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, like if you can play every match in the same level, where going through the plan, you're gonna eventually improve a lot faster than just going there randomly playing one match. You play really well, one match you don't. That's gonna so like graph is gonna be like up and downs. He needs to stay
Yeah.
consistent, so that will definitely improve faster.
Yes. And okay, there's one more question. What kind of mindset? It's from Irish Coffee, of course I know. What kind of mindset shift do you think is needed to transition from juniors to the pros?
Um, Mindset is it's just in juniors. Personally, I feel that it's not too complicated since it's just a lot of people in juniors they teach the kids just to put the ball in India. You know, you
Yeah.
just put the ball in, someone is gonna miss now and then. But in men's, I would say you should be aggressive since
Yeah.
nobody is looking to play longer points nowadays. Nobody wants to play longer points. Like
Yeah.
very rare there are like 10 ball rally. So
Hmm.
going to the men's, you should be more aggressive and you should be uh, expressive. Like I said, you should definitely be expressive and you have to work more harder than men's. Like I mean, being in junior and going to the men's, you should work more harder and your mindset should be like just stay in the point. That's what it's more important. Nobody is going to crack in the men's circuit that easy. You should stay more longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's my
that,
output.
that's very similar to what I think, and I also feel the mindset from juniors to men's varies a lot because you see the tour a lot more. Because in juniors you play under 16s, under 18s, where the level is up and down. You don't really know what to expect from yourself. Okay, like under 16 is this, under 18 is that. But once you come into men's, okay, all of them are there. All the level is going to just get higher and higher. So you need to be mentally ready to grind it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, and okay, why do you think most Indians mature late? My last question.
It's just about the culture, the tennis culture, because it's not that advanced compared to Spain or any other country because they've been producing uh, like way back what from us. Like they are like players. Spain actually have like I don't know like 20 players in top 100. It's just about the
Yeah,
mindset and the learning experience from the coaches transfers to the players. Now, I mean, I think now India is growing better because we have a
yeah,
lot more information than before, and
right,
it's just about information, I would say, because mindset. I mean, the maturity comes from learning. The more you learn, the
yeah,
more mature is going to get faster. So I think in a couple of years we can produce better players. I mean, who can actually break into top 100 faster. I would say. I mean, it's about information.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Everyone's getting a lot more aware now. They know what the tennis scenario
exactly.
globally is like, and yeah, they. Uh, I feel in the future, not in the. I feel even now Indians are maturing much faster than they did before,
Yeah, of
because
course.
one is they know the tennis scenario, and they know what it takes. Earlier, it was they didn't really know what it was, how it's going to be.
Exactly.
Should they take it up professionally? Are they going to make a living out of it? So,
Yeah, nowadays
but
we
now
have
you,
like mentors, like let's say Rohan, Sania Mirza, Leander Pace.
yeah,
They have been there.
us,
They know what's happening. They've been there, so they played that. So these all these players is gonna we are gonna get more advanced because of them. They're gonna teach us a lot more, which we don't know. So that's actually good.
yeah, right. And will Indian tennis players, be able to sustain a living as a tennis player? That's a
I
question
mean,
from Vishal.
I mean, if you make it to top 100, of course you can
Okay.
make a living out of it. But it's not Indian. Anyone who makes top 100 can make a living. So it's not if you can work hard and if you're disciplined, if you make top 100, yes, of course you can make a living out of tennis. But of course, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
let's even if you take a German player, it's not like every German player is gonna make top 100. So
yeah,
there are people who are still 1,000 and they can't, of course, they can't make a living out of it. It's not just Indian.
yes.
If you can be dedicated and if you can make it to top 200, top 100, definitely you can make a living out of tennis.
True, true. And okay, there's a question from my cousin Ashwin Murugan. So it's a question for, I think, the both of us.
Okay.
Is you Have you heard of the show called Game Changers on Netflix, where they stress
Yeah,
on vegan diet?
yeah, I heard of.
So that released approximately 6 months ago. Do you think changing vegetarian was because of watching that?
No, I was vegetarian 2 years back, like almost for 5 months.
Okay.
So what changed from now and then was now I have plan, nutritionist, I have academy. So back
Yeah.
then, not 2 years. I think when it was 2017, if I'm not wrong. So that is a long time back. So that time I didn't have proper nutritionist. I didn't know that I can sustain. Even that time, I believed that uh, you have to eat non-veg to get stronger. That's all. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
But now I have better knowledge. I would say, like now I know that okay, let's say the curd have this much percentage protein, beans have this much, nuts and protein shake and all this. So since I know better now, uh,
Yeah.
I'm. It's more easier for me to maintain.
Yes.
But the game changer, yeah, I heard it's about vegan. It's not about vegetarian, but it's about vegan. Personally,
Yeah.
I didn't go to vegan because it's too tough and very expensive.
Too expensive, basically.
Yeah,
It's not. If you're
exactly.
at home, if you're at home, it's cheap. But if you're not at home, it's too expensive to have vegan food.
Yeah, it's very expensive. So yeah, I don't go to I'm not going to go vegan anytime soon, or maybe not forever. But I'll stay vegetarian. I would say
Yeah. And
I can't live without
okay.
coffee. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. I remember how you drank coffee in Uganda.
yeah. I mean, I haven't tried Rohan's master blend yet. I'm trying to, but unfortunately,
Actually, even I've been wanting to try it for quite some time. I don't drink coffee, but my family does. So soon we'll be trying the Rohan
yeah,
Cocona's
master
Master
blend.
Blend.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. Maybe after
Yeah.
lockdown.
And
First thing,
right.
first thing after lockdown, I'm gonna try that. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the way forward to believe in yourself? Is it only the wins or question mark?
It's definitely not the wins. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not the wins. I mean, if you keep winning, you cannot improve. Personally, I feel that
Yeah.
because you'll never know what's the flaw you have. I mean, yeah, if you keep winning, then yeah, I mean, that's your unbelievable. But when you lose, you should not feel low. You should actually feel good. You should realize what you did wrong, and if you work on that, and if you get better at that, especially, you'll feel more confident than ever. Let's say that
Right.
your forehand is not working in a particular shot. If you go work on that, and if you get that, like let's say that out of 10 balls, you can get that 9 balls in a particular shot, eventually your confidence will go up. That you don't
Yeah.
doubt yourself. So that's one. That's how the confidence will go up and the belief goes up through working. Yeah,
And to answer the same question, according to me, uh, after all these years, belief factor for me comes off court than on court. It's whatever I do off court which reflects on court for me.
of course.
Say I'm not prepared physically for a tournament.
Yeah,
I feel I feel I that will reflect on the tournament on during my matches because I don't I I don't have the belief that I'm physically fine, but I'll eventually end up believing thing because that I need to get the win. But most of the belief for a player comes off court with the things he does, with the routine he has, and that eventually reflects on court. Some people have this blind belief where they just go on court thinking that knowing that they'll win no matter
yeah,
what they do.
yeah,
That's very rare where you just have blind belief and just approach a match.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it won't last forever. Personally, I mean, because your opponent
Yeah.
is gonna get better eventually. He's gonna push. He's going to find ways to beat you. And
Okay, my honest question to me. February, you wanted something to mature quickly. What was it? I wanted to get over the fact that I was being that I that I was being controlled by others. So that was one thing which I didn't understand at that time. That I was not being controlled. I was actually being told stuff which I didn't understand properly. I was actually not mature enough to understand that. My brother would keep telling me stuff. I thought he was just trying to uh, what do you say control me, and but I didn't really understand that time. He was actually trying to help me out, trying to do things that were good for me, and now I realize, now I've understood that thing, and it's been a lot smoother than what it was in 2018. So the fact of being controlled by others is what I wanted to get over with. Yeah. And, okay. Favorite doubles partner for both of you guys. For both you guys. Uh,
I mean, if you talk about present, I would say you.
Same thing. I feel we understand each other's game much better, and we complement each other. So present, yes, but in the past, who do you feel? IB.
Yeah,
It was
of
IB.
course. Yeah, it was IB.
Okay. For me, it was my brother. I also like playing a lot with Vijay Anna. We played like 3 tournaments together, and it's been a lot of fun. He brings in a lot to the table, and he gets in his experience, and it's much easier to play with people who are more experienced than you. They make it a lot easier for you you know what to do at what situation. You don't really have to think; you just need to follow. But yeah, but present it's Niki, and it's fun
Niki.
playing with Niki.
Yeah. Yeah. Double is fun for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Kiran sir, we missed your question last time. Can you just type it out again, please? DRC Kiran. So, and what do you think is the best way to deal with pressure situations?
Uh, you go first now. This time.
Okay. Uh, the best way to deal with pressure situations is to I've learned to breathe basically during pressure situations. Not just visualize and breathe. That is my way of dealing with situations like that. And I've learned that, and I feel that will help you get over the pressure situations and deal with them much better.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, for me, I would say that it's just you have to think about how to win the point. I mean, even
Yeah,
though it's a pressure, like let's say that I don't know, like 30-40. If you think a pressure situation, every game
yeah,
there's a possibility of being 30-40 or forty
yeah,
thirty. So it's just about how you play the point. Like you think, okay,
yeah.
let's serve here, let's go here, let's hit a backhand and just pull him out. So those things will definitely work because you're deviating yourself from the pressure towards how you want to play. So that
Yes,
that actually helped me, I would say.
right. It's it's a very everyone faces. I would say a similar kind of pressure situation when it's 30-40 or 40-30.
It's common, yeah,
It's very similar for everyone. It's just about how they deal with it. Some people
exactly,
just go for it. They trust their instincts. Some
yeah,
people play it safe, try to work it out, and it works for each one of them. Especially
definitely,
Ramanna was talking the other day. He was saying actually yesterday on how he deals with pressures, how he approaches a 30-40 point, and what he told was to take time, to take that extra 5 seconds, breathe, and do what it takes to grind out the point, or say you're feeling confident with yourself, take a chance. And yes, that's a very good advice to all the players out there.
yeah. So Mahi Anna
And
asked a question here.
yeah,
What's the one thing you like to change from your past?
change.
Um, change. I don't. Maybe that the transition. I would say I could have played more men's back then, and after the after like I went to Spain for 2 years. So after that, there was a huge gap for like more than two
Yeah,
years uh, because I didn't know anything about Indian tennis like coaches or anything. I didn't even take a chance to go somewhere, you know, go to Chennai or anywhere and learn from coaches
yeah,
because Balusai was there because I didn't know it back then. Uh,
yeah,
maybe I would like to change that. Those 2 years was crucial and I didn't do that much. So maybe I would like to go back and train under someone. Maybe that would have
yes,
helped a bit. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. And okay, DRC's first question. You guys did exceptionally well in the last couple of years. What do you think you have to? What do you think has to be done from now on?
Play more tournaments
What
together.
play more tournaments together? Okay, doubles. I would say yes. We have to choose similar tournaments, play a lot more together, try and
Exactly.
make it to the challenger level, be consistent at that level, and at the same time, in singles, we need to do what it takes, do what's needed to focus in that rather than only doubles. But I would say for doubles, yes, we need to play the similar tournaments and move forward, like
Yeah,
up the ladder.
yeah. I mean, for us, what I feel was, I mean, we played very few tournaments together and we did very good because we are comfortable with each other. And I really feel I'm very confident that we can do better if we can, schedule ourselves playing the same tournaments. We can, the chemistry works better. If chemistry works better, I mean,
Yes.
everything will fall in place. In singles,
Yeah.
singles, I would say I'm just gonna do what I was doing for the last few months with Balu sir and with Rohan giving me advice. I'm just gonna follow that, and physically I want to get more better, uh,
Yeah.
like rehab wise, injury prevention,
Yeah.
everything. So I'm just looking forward 2021. I would say 2020 is almost over. So
2020 is pretty much done for
yeah,
international tennis. What I feel.
yeah, yeah, that's definitely.
And it's a very similar thing with me. I would like to, in singles personally, I would like to play at the same level, play to my potential. I wouldn't expect a lot from myself because I've been doing that in the past and I've been unsuccessful with that. I would obviously expect a little bit from myself when I go into a tournament, but for me, the most important thing would be to play at the same level, play to my potential, and not worry about the outcome. That's what I would go with.
Yep.
And one more question from my cousin. How do you guys construct your practice sessions? Okay, we don't really construct practice sessions because it's very tough. He's from Bangalore and I live in Hyderabad. So the only time we get to practice doubles or singles is when we are in tournaments. So
Yeah.
so that's how we practice doubles. But it would be nice if we could once in a while be able to practice a little bit of doubles when we are not when we're doing our off seasons as well.
Yeah,
So let's
that's
see in
true.
the future. We could
Maybe, yeah.
probably we could do that.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Rohan, I'm pretty sure Rohan can surely help us out. He's the best doubles player in India, in the world, in India, and pretty much globally. So
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh, how do you adapt to conditions which you don't prefer?
uh, you actually don't get adapt to any condition, I would say, because you just need to go the early, go early and prepare well. If it's like cold places, you should. The ball doesn't really actually go because it's so cold, and you should.
Yeah,
But I would say that you can just go early and maybe like 3 days or 4 days before the match, and eventually you'll get used to the conditions than going
right.
just one day before, and it's tough.
Yeah, and in case you're not able to adapt to such conditions where okay, you can't really go 4 days ahead. Then I feel you need to be mentally prepared to grind it out.
Yeah,
No matter how tough the situation is,
yeah,
it's all mental when it comes. We can't really afford to go to a tournament 1 week before and train.
yeah.
So we need to be mentally ready to play in those situations.
Okay. How's Tarun, by the way? Miss him.
He's doing well. He's we are at our respective houses, even though we live like 7 minutes, 5 minutes away.
Dude,
So
I
he's
don't
doing
have
well.
anyone here. I can't even go out. If you have a friend, I hope I had a friend here.
Okay. You have your
Yeah,
PlayStation. If you give Tarun an
yeah,
option between
but
PlayStation and friend, he would choose PlayStation any day.
yeah, maybe.
So
I think he had a question.
yeah. Do
Do
you
you
believe in
believe in
year-end
year-end
goals? Do you
goals?
have it?
I mean, you must have goals because that's what will motivate you to wake up every day to go train. If you don't have any goal, it's not going to make any sense of training. You lack motivation because you don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
If you have a goal, let's say that I have to improve this, you're going to work hard towards that. So your focus will be towards that. Let's say the ranking or let's say the match, anything. So year end goal, it's I mean I think everyone will have a year end goal, but you should not expect really that it's going to happen. You might
Yeah.
even break ahead, or you might reach it, but or you may not reach it, but it will give you motivation. So that's all the goal is going to do. Because if you don't have a goal, you can't
Yeah.
work towards it. Do you have any? Yeah, for this year, I don't have any goals. This
Yeah,
year,
getting on the tennis court is a goal this year.
yeah, tennis. Yeah, getting on a tennis court and playing better FIFA. That's the goal for me as of now.
And yeah,
And
Tarun, yeah. Oh, carry on. Sorry, my bad.
yeah, I mean, I finished. So yeah, so as of for this year, I don't know. It's really unpredictable as of now. So yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, getting on tennis court is the first goal.
Yes. And yes, Tarun, it's very important to have goals, but I would not suggest you to have year-end goals. You should have short-term goals and then carry it forward to the year-end, because you can't really, you don't know what the future holds. So it's good to have goals, but okay, start of the year you can't be like, okay, I'm going to do this at the end of the year, and you won't be sure if you can achieve it or not. You might achieve
Exactly.
it, you might do much better than, but having short-term goals is a much better option, I feel, and then carrying it forward to the year end and
Exactly.
pushing yourself that extra mile towards the year end.
Yeah, that's totally true. Short term, medium goal, medium term goal and long term goal. That's help. Than year end goals. It's very specific. So I mean,
Yeah.
so that can't happen.
Okay. Last few questions to wrap it up.
Yep.
Have you guys ever had a shock in your lives that changed you for better?
Changed you for better. I mean, I don't know what kind of shock. Uh, I don't know.
It
Uh,
can be like tennis related shock, or it could be personal. But yeah, if you're not too involved, then it's okay.
the shock was, I would say, winning the futures for me
Hmm.
because which I didn't expect, and
Yeah.
I played so good. Uh, I can't. I don't know what really happened, but I can still feel the strokes. Like visualize and imagine the strokes I played there
Yes.
and the ball, everything. I can still feel it. So every day I
Yes.
go on court trying to get that. So
Yeah.
I think that moment made me realize that I can do way better than what my average holds.
Yes.
So every day I'm trying to work towards that.
Yeah. For me, I would say the shock came when I was actually it was a pretty long time ago in juniors, I think. Towards the end of my junior career, when I had like a humiliating loss, which I wasn't prepared for. Basically, I didn't know the importance of. I didn't take tennis too seriously back then because I had other things going on. So that particular loss changed me, and it made me understand the importance of having a proper routine, having doing the off court work to get things on court.
Yeah.
That's what's changed me. And okay,
Good. That is
can you give some examples of short-term goals you guys have kept for yourself?
uh, the previous short term was for me to get physically better because soon after the Bangalore I had a injury again. Uh,
Yeah.
so whenever I play a very good tournament, my body gets pain. So the short term goal for me was to get better at fitness, get more injury prevention exercise. I would say that was for me. And for you, Anirudh?
For me, short-term goals would be to not in terms of ranking or results. It's more personal, having the right mindset, having okay, as I told, it's just about being able to play up to my potential on that particular day. That will be my short-term goal. And in terms of ranking, yes, I would. Uh, my goal is to to finish in case we have had tournaments, but we don't. But if it was, it would have been to finish top 600 this year. And,
Yeah, that was good.
yeah. And,
So yeah,
okay. Actually, there are a few questions from Prashant Selvaraj, right? Prashant, Anna, is that him?
I
The
know, I know.
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a few questions for you. It's again pertaining to your juniors.
Okay.
So, okay, what was your game style as a junior? Did you have the same big game, or how was it?
Yeah, similar. I wasn't a grinder back then too. I was almost similar, except now I became more stronger and a little more consistent. So
Yeah.
those things changed, but yeah, it was similar throughout. Even the juniors, I was similar.
Yes. Okay. And okay, how were your results with that particular game style? How would you rate your results
In juniors,
in juniors? It's all pertaining to juniors.
okay. Like I said, I didn't uh, play in ITF circuit,
Okay.
so I was okay. I was decent in junior circuit. I would say. I mean, I used to win NS. You know, I played Fenesta once. I think in juniors there was only one junior I played in Fenesta. I made I think semis or quarters. I'm not sure. It was successful. I mean, for me, maybe
Yeah.
one thing I would add was the consistent because in junior nobody's going to hurt you that much. So in
Yeah.
junior it's going to be more of consistency. So it was okay. I can't say I did pretty awesome or I
Mm.
pretty bad too. It was in between for me.
Yeah. And he has one last question.
Yeah,
Okay, what's your view on juniors trying to play big style tennis?
big style as in I mean, like you mean the big game.
Big game. Like say someone like you. If a junior is watching you and he wants to play like you, what would be his advice? What would be your advice? I mean,
Uh,
to that particular player.
I mean, personally, uh, in juniors you have to work. You should have a game style. That is true. I mean, if you want to be aggressive, you should be aggressive, but you should be more calm because being aggressive means you're not going to be patient because you're
Yeah,
looking to win points. You're going to take a lot of risk. You
yeah,
are tend to take a lot of risk, but
yeah,
sometimes you may make a wrong decision, like a wrong short decision. It's going to cost you a point.
mm,
So all I would
yeah,
say that you should be patient, more patient than a defensive player. Because if you take a defensive player, he'll be like so patient because he wants you to miss. So he's gonna stay there until you miss.
yeah. Right.
if you're being attacker or if you want to be a big game, you should have more patience than any other player on the court. If you can be more patient, you'll be aggressive when till the right uh, shot comes. If the ball is there and you know the shot, you're going to take that. Till that, you have to be patient. That will make a lot of difference in juniors or even in bigger level, I would say.
Okay. So, okay. Last question for you to finish this off.
Okay.
And
Yes.
Tarun, why do you feel you get recurring injuries with your abdomen?
I don't know, buddy. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I mean, since it's not just one. It's because of my back. I think overstraining the back, and it's eventually I'm putting more strain on the abdomen, especially on the serve. Maybe I can change.
It's basically the weakness. So it was basically the weakness in the back and the hamstring which caused the abdomen injury, right?
No, I saw the physio. They said my hamstring is not weak at all.
Okay.
Even my glutes are not weak, but it's not enough to take my load. It's strong, but it's not strong enough, or even my back, or it can be my the serve action. Maybe I'm bending too much, but
Okay.
I mean, I actually don't know why it's coming back. Personally,
Yeah.
I'm still confused because I'm doing everything I can. I'm good at abdomen, core strength and everything, but I'm trying to make few changes. Let's see. I hope those things works out.
Okay. Actually, one last question, Niki.
Yes.
How was winning the nationals? How was the experience? Again, um, you it was a great victory for you. So how was the experience winning the nationals?
The nationals was again unexpected because just before the start, I pulled my back and I thought I'll go home. So because it was so bad that I can't even bend down. So it was so bad. But then my coaches pushed me. They said it doesn't matter. You're in the match. It's just one day, like 3 days away, 2 days away. Uh, but I did good. I was actually more. It got me more belief to push through an injury. So that was
Yeah.
one
Right.
thing I learned from there, that even though whatever injury you have, if you can push through it, you'll feel better end of the day. You'll feel confident, and I did good. Few few matches was good, and there was a tough match in the semis and the finals. Even before that, it was.
Right.
But in the finals, it was totally different. I never seen so many people watching my match before. It was kind of
Yeah.
a nervous situation for me. The first set, the first start of the set was so shaky, and no, I didn't do pretty good.
Yeah.
But then, later on, I started getting used to that situation, and it was unbelievable. I never dreamed that I'll win. I'll win a national. National. So with an injury, I never thought, even from the start of in the first day. So that was something that gives me more confidence to push through even more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So the most important thing that you did in that was pushing through an injury and believing that you were capable of pushing through an injury and
Yeah,
doing what it takes to win. That's the most important thing, which got you the title.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's
You just
it's it's
sometimes
very important for other players also.
yeah, sometimes
It's very
you
important.
may not be your best. You won't feel good, but if you can push through it, if you can really push through it, dedicated push, not just randomly running there, but if you actually dedicatedly push through any situation, I think you can get a better result in anything, even in life, in tennis court, anything.
Right. And okay, there's
Okay.
one last one for both of us. Okay,
Yeah.
what's one mental quality you would tell an upcoming 12-year-old to possess going forward?
Like I said, patience. Patience
Patience.
and uh, I would say being aggressive. Both are different. So if you can get that
Yeah.
both, that'll be the best thing I would say.
Okay. For me, the first most important thing I would say is to uh, more than mental. Yeah, it's a mental thing. The 12-year-old has to enjoy what he's doing, what he or she is doing. That's the most important thing. And then after that, you develop qualities where okay, you'll eventually learn along the way. But for me, it's as you said, it should be controlled aggression and
Yeah,
the desire to win.
of
That
course.
automatically comes for the younger kids, where when you put them in a competition, they try to outperform the other.
That is,
So
yeah,
the desire to win and the happiness being on court is the two things I would say
yeah.
is the
If
most
you
important.
do what you love, I mean, end of the day, if even if you lose or win, you're gonna be happy that you played that tournament or you played that match. So you have to love what
Yeah,
you do. Yeah,
yeah. Okay. So
perfect.
thanks, Nikki. It was a great chat,
Yes,
and
thank you so much, Anirudh. I
yeah.
missed
So we'll meet.
Abhinav's comment. He didn't comment anything.
Yeah. Do you have anything fun to say?
Fun. I mean, there's there was one fun thing was the PS4, how I bought it, and
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I, I,
yeah,
I still remember that day you finished your match against Sugita. We were both watching a doubles match on center court, and you asked me if we can go and buy a PS4. And I said I had other plans. And you straight away you just go take a metro, go to the mall, buy a PS4, come back to the room in the night, and we start playing. That
yeah,
is that is probably the best way to buy a PS4.
yeah.
Not
Not
doing
like
any
you,
research.
not like you, man. This
Yeah,
guy,
actually went to the
Anirudh,
store.
he went, yeah,
First,
yeah, yeah. I mean, you
and
you bought a headphones. I mean, you went to buy a PS4 and you went and bought a headphones. That's like two opposite things
uh,
to buy, man.
during quarantine, I regret that.
Exactly. See? Yeah,
uh, and
maybe you
okay,
should.
which is your favorite movie? Which is your favorite movie?
Favorite movie. I don't have a favorite movie since I can't keep in mind that I like particular movie. Like so, the recent movie I would say that was the movie called. The latest one I saw was Tamil movie. Uh, what was the movie? The Kannum Kannum Kolayadithal.
Oh, that's a great movie. I
Yeah,
really enjoyed that.
yeah, that was good. And I mean, any day I like Marvel's movie, Iron Man.
Okay,
So
Endgame or Infinity War.
yeah, that's yeah. Any day, Marvel. I love Marvel movies. So that was basic things. But yeah, for you, Anirudh.
Uh, Mine is uh, there's an English movie called The Prestige, which
Okay,
by Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. That's a movie based on two magicians who compete.
Okay.
So they try to outperform each other, and it's a very thrilling and nice. It's a very fun movie to watch.
That's
And
good.
no,
That's
Anna,
good.
I wasn't wearing a funnel while I was on a knowledge diet. It made me feel guilty, so I removed it.
Yes. So,
Okay, Nikki.
okay then.
Yeah.
So everybody
Thank,
stay safe and hope to see you soon on court.
yeah. See you soon, Nikki, and hope to travel soon together. And
Of course,
everyone,
we'll
thank you for watching. Stay safe, and hope you all are doing well with your families. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks, Nikki.
Yep. Thank you,
Great
everyone.
chat.
Thank you. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.